Ragnarok, the last great battle of the gods. The thin line that hid the supernatural from the world, a line laid down long ago by the one God institutionalized illusion, has finally been lifted. The real gods were heroes and men who defended the people in the lands they came from, who gave their lives and were lifted up by their people's traditions and ways to become eternal protectors in their afterlife and symbols of inspiration that the people gave their belief to, supporting the good deeds and sacrifices that heroes who followed after them and gave their lives to save and defend the people. This was the path of the gods in ancient times. To mock or make fun of their gods was an insult, for it could be compared to insulting a war veteran in modern terms. Then came men from foreign lands carrying the name of some great savior from a distant land long ago. The people demanded that their hero, their god, was to be praised as greater than any other. In their interpretation of it, this God-man went and created a path free of consequences and responsibility for their crimes or deeds that were wrong by their people's traditions. This white man's savior offered a paradise to those who lived evil, sinful lives. All they must do is forsake their people's traditions, ways and beliefs, to give homage, praise and worship to their savior God, to praise and exalt him to the lofty heights above their people's gods. They asked them to commit their highest betrayal to their people and denounce their traditions and forefathers for the paradise of their savior God, or they could choose to die and be slain and their people's village burned to the ground. That was the basic atmosphere in the time of the Holy Roman Empire.
What would you fight for? Justice? Power? Glory? Vengeance? No matter the reason, the time to fight will come. And when it does, you'll be ready. Ready to stand and fight.
With the drum attack. You a shit talker, we got done for that. Oh God. Tryna fix fight, boy, you done for that. Stupid. You gon' get a bullet in your lung for that. Stupid. Draco get the clicking like Luke Kane. F&N on me in the mood sign. Glock 19 in the blue flame. I was strapped when I slid inside your boot thing. 21 immortal, we'll never die. Loyal to my brothers, I never lie. Call me bird dog, cause I cheat and I'm fly. And I love winning, I'm upset if it's a tie. If you ever try to go against the game, we gon' drop it. Get you off the ground just to knock you to the floor. Yeah. Let's go blow for blow. Yeah. Let's go toe to toe. When it's time to battle, they don't never ever show. When it's time to battle, I'm the first one at the door. Yeah. Here we go.
Get over here! You either stood your ground and die a warrior's death fighting on your feet, or died like a dog on your knees. Just as their people's elders thought, it was a deception. They spoke of a god whose temple was somewhere far and too distant to ever be found, they said. They thought they had just made it up and used this idea of this great god beyond all understanding, who was intangible but ever-present. They did not think that what they mocked was real, that behind the sensationalization of Shakespearean fables and dramatic fairy tales, there was an actual god. Very few realized that this whole one-god belief was designed to mock him. This god they mocked was not in some kingdom beyond space and time, but veiled in an illusion that kept him unaware of the truth while they displayed him like a circus animal that displayed their mascot, their god they had imprisoned and tormented. This was displayed to the ones who were the foundation of their religion's forefathers, showing them the prize that waited for their sacrifice and hard work throughout history to ensure their control over the world was unquestionable. This is all irrelevant really, that is the beginning of this story. We are now entering the twilight of the gods, and the ambitions of man has not ended towards trying to overtake heaven, the true heaven. There is an institutionalized impostor of God and he has plans, an agenda to bring about the final conflict and the end of the human race. However, to achieve this, one of the things they would have to do is destroy an entire division of the mightiest of heaven's forces. The archangels, the defenders and protectors of God's creation. In order for Armageddon to occur and usher in the destruction of man from creation, they would have to destroy the archangels, and they plan on doing that with Ragnarok. And with Armageddon just around their corner, by prophecies foretelling, their plans for Ragnarok should come to pass very soon. If anything has been established about me as a reputation is that I am one who brings warning when danger is coming. That is what I am doing here now. Take it as truth or cast it aside as a lie. This is High Command to Maintenance Crew member on board Synthetic Planetary Creator Prototype Vessel. We apologize for the communication confusion. We are still analyzing the language structures, image association, and adaptation methods. We are the High Council and Supreme Authority of our world. You are tasked with the repairs of our ancestors' project. This vessel was reported destroyed almost 4 billion Earth cycles ago by one of the last of our ancestors from our home world. Our scans reveal that the indigenous life has reconstructed portions of the vessel and are using it to manipulate command over you. We will send a sanitation infiltrator to eliminate this problem. Be prepared for reassessment of gene codex into assault components.
These phrases have in common are 5 signals.
I hope somebody's taking all this down. What are we saying to each other?
It seems they're trying to teach us a basic tonal vocabulary.
It's the first day of school, fellas.
The code of war. Throughout the centuries, mankind has slowly forgotten a very critical point when it comes to conflict. That there are rules, a code of conquest. Only the most determined adversary follows these boundaries, but if they adhere to these rules, then they shall attain all they might be seeking in their purpose for going to war. 1. Respect your enemy. When walking onto the battlefield, know this, that if you seek retribution, vengeance, or even just the challenge of a worthy opponent, you cannot satisfy these goals without first respecting your adversary. If he is weakened, make him stronger. If he is injured, heal his wounds. If he is without weapon, give him a blade, so that when you face your enemy face to face, you will have the satisfaction of having defeated your opponent, and proved your skills are above his, and that is the true cause behind his defeat. Then you can stand in true victory, not of deception, not of military might, but of the true skill that makes you the leader among your men. 2. There are no kings in the field of battle. When war begins on the battlefield, there is no room for a king. Kings are things of politics and councils. There is no room for politics when bullets are flying past you or when men with weapons in hand mean to take your life. A good leader knows when he must shift his role accordingly to become the source and symbol that his army follows and believes in when in battle. 3. A stone thrown is worth 2 birds from the bush. This old expression speaks of the basics and benefits of stealthy tactics. When seeking a strategy of battle, one should always consider the path of least casualties and surprise. Almost every situation that involves a large group in battle, there will always be an option for stealth, to gain an advancement towards the campaign's goal without having to use or lose a large number of men. But you must weigh the consequences both during and after the battle has ended. If you see a path that conceals a few men and can get them close to either crippling or defeating your enemy and their defenses, then it may be a wiser strategy to take, if well concealed, rather than a frontal assault. Certain victory does not always win the war. Hence the saying, a stone thrown is worth 2 birds, if cast from a bush. Unfortunately, that expression was first spoken while in the middle of a battle and was passed down from one to another, so the original phrase and meaning was lost, unless you were there. So due to the circumstances the expression became, a stone cast is worth 2 birds in a bush. 4. The code of honor in war can never be broken. When in war, the code, the rules and boundaries any leader or soldier sets himself by, what he is and isn't, what he is willing to do and what he isn't, what he believes and what he doesn't. These things can never be compromised or cast aside for an exception, not even in the face of victory. For if they do, they will discover that a battle and even a war can be lost even after they have won. That is what makes the difference between a good soldier and a good warrior. A soldier can only be expected to endure battle, a warrior can be expected to endure the war. So the one who exits the battlefield with the same boundaries he set for himself when he entered can be seen as a warrior who will endure.
I'ma always win, throw me in and I'm going in. I ain't running, I'ma come and tell you anyone can get to talk about it cause I really live it. All the nights on the mission, no fear, no hope in my vision. Don't need no intervention, you ain't on the ride, there ain't even no words to come out, putting them out and they all gonna be missing. Wonder why I'm still here, cause I'm doing on the daily. Act a fool if you met me, you try to be brave and step up, but your crew is too scary. Plus I'm too legendary, it's what we go hard for. I'm rocking your block, you want to you get knocked off. I'm taking your place, yeah, I'm making my property. Maybe a game that you probably did over your life for me. So it's only right for me. Annihilate them if they get my way of sight and keep them up off of me. A weakness in you only make an appetite. Anytime I get into it, I be looking at them, looking pitiful and the condition that be critical. Nothing less than original. Plus who wants us to end you? Who's next?
Finish him!
I'm your worst nightmare.
Our story has ended. Centuries of battle, meaningless. Shao Kahn has consumed Earthrealm. His victory must be undone. Armageddon averted. We will strike where he is vulnerable. The past. The cost will be high. The sacrifices unthinkable. Many will fall. tale must be retold.
There have been many powerful warriors throughout the millennia. But ages of mortal combat have begun to tear at the fabric of the realms. The critical point has finally been reached. It was foreseen that combatants would one day grow too powerful and too numerous. If left unchecked, their intensifying combat would weaken and shatter the realms and bring about the apocalypse. The elder gods demanded a safeguard be put in place to avoid total destruction. One that would make use of the combatants' insatiable bloodlust. Like moths to flame, they would be drawn to battle. At the apex of destruction, alliances will be broken. And old hatreds will be revived. Final battle. Armageddon has begun.